Hamish, there was a bit of someone else, and there was a bit of me.
Right.
It all sort of got messy. So it's a circuit I always enjoy coming to, and I enjoy the touring car weekend. It feels like a mini festival almost, which is quite cool.
Hello, Tom.
Hi, you alright? So I was following a fly around, you okay?
Yeah, all good.
Good.
We're back
We are.
to look back and also look forward, but mainly look back.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's still no name.
Still,
This.
the no name segment.
I really like it.
I like the fact that it's got no name.
It's got no name. We don't need it to have a name. People are loving it. We're looking back at Thruxton because where are we?
Thruxton.
But here we go. Let's give you the phone
Oh, thank you.
to have a little look.
Okie
So-
dokie. Look at you doing your little Q&As. Okay, so round 7 in 100 seconds. Where'd you get that from? It doesn't matter.
So this was round 7, so fairly early.
Where did we qualify? I can't see where we qualified here.
Where are
1, 2, 3, 4,
fact that
5,
we have to
6,
count.
6 or 7.
Does that make you feel good, the fact that we had to count
No,
that many?
not ideal. Okay, so Thruxton. So this place is weird.
And that's it for the Thruxton segment.
This place is weird because there's so many variables as to what can go right or go wrong. You need a bit of luck. You need the car to be right. It's just loads to go right and wrong.
Yeah.
That was it. I remember this now. So,
What happened here?
yes, this is where some people came together. I can't remember who came together, but a few people came together.
So we catch the end of it.
So
here.
we have, I think there was a bit of Rowbottom in there. There was a bit of
the BMW.
Hamish, there was a bit of someone else, and there was a bit of me.
Right.
It all sort of got messy, and as we came up to Noble for the first time, they all got caught up, they all spun, and I was on the outside of it because I was trying to go around the outside into Noble.
Right.
And it just got a little bit messy.
Yeah.
In doing so, I had to then jump onto the grass to avoid Tingram. But when you do that, all you do is scoop up all the grass and throw it in the front of the car, so you block all of your intake basically.
Yeah.
You then have to sort of scrabble across to get off the grass. You come in the pits,
There we go.
the boys and girls start to grab all the grass and rubbish out. And that was a kind of the end of that race.
And that, as we say in touring cars, is one of those things that could really ruin your weekend before you've even started.
Through trying to avoid an accident.
Oh, no.
That's the worst part of it, is in doing that, I was trying to avoid a shunt.
Yeah.
So that's your race done.
Yeah.
No points. Zilcho, start race 2 from
The back.
Stonehenge, you're that far back, and try to get through. This race was chaos. So I started just outside Stonehenge. I did all right. George Gamble didn't. He had a moment. This
Here
is
we
it.
go.
So lap 1, lap 2. It doesn't matter. One of the earlier laps. I had a bit of a rub with someone. Do I say his name?
Say it. Down the camera, say it.
It was with Ricky Collard. We came through the chicane on the exit, so the right hand of the final part of the last chicane.
Yeah.
I ended up getting a bit of contact and ended up picking up a load of damage. So the right rear wheel was just pointing out at some obscure angle.
I remember this now as well.
And the car wouldn't drive in a straight line.
Right.
The car was crabbing all the way round.
Right.
So I initially thought that was it, race over, job done.
Yeah.
But it actually just towed it out. We found out after the race it had towed it out by something like 30 mil of tow out, which is it's pointing off at an angle. So the car was crabbing. However, it actually worked quite well. Because the car was already kind of turning. I almost would to let go of the wheel and it would turn into the corner, which was mad. The turning left was terrifying. Turning right was all right.
Yeah.
But I managed to actually come through. I can't remember where I came through to, but I managed to actually pick up quite a few places.
Yeah.
With a couple of laps
Stop, because we're going karting. Here's your gloves, dear.
Thank you, Leslie. So we ended up picking up that bit of damage, and it ended up just having to fight back over the course of the race. I managed to actually come through. I can't remember where I came through to, but we ended up picking up. I think we picked up some points. We might even have got into a reverse grid. I can't remember. Anyway, so I finished somewhere and got a reverse grid. I may have gone forwards, probably went back because I never get a reverse grid. Anyway, so that was racing, and then you just kind of got forwards. Jelly didn't.
Come
So
on.
who was? Oh, that was Mr. John. That was when I got jaked.
A bit of a tussle with
Yes,
Jake.
I think I was like 6 at this point. Jake tried to throw one down the inside late into the chicane, but it was just too late.
Right.
I'd already committed. I couldn't back out.
Yeah,
I'd already committed to the corner. So ended up dropping across the grass. Ended up in contact with me. I had to jump the chicane. Jake took damage up. It was a shame for us both because it was kind kind of avoidable almost, which is a shame. It was better for me because I didn't have to non-finish, but for Jake, it was one of those.
It's our bumpers hanging
his
off.
bumpers hanging off. So it could have been so much worse. Like in that, at least we only lost points really in that first race.
And I think when we look back to the season prior, where we had some bad weekends, which were really like almost catastrophic.
Absolutely.
Whereas this was probably your poorer weekend.
Worst
out of the
one,
championship,
you're absolutely right.
And you still sort of edged through at the end.
And I think that's the thing that I look back on over the off season and into this season is actually, it's not necessarily the good weekends that win it for you.
Right.
It's actually the bad weekends that win it for you.
How bad was it?
Yeah. Making the bad rounds, those terrible rounds, not quite as terrible as they could be.
Right.
And I think that was one of those. That was a prime example of that. Of making, I suppose you call it grinding through the weekend is just a sort of a, it'll get better, really.
Let's talk about Thruxton then going forward. Only here once this year.
Correct.
As opposed to us, we're obviously 2 times at Donington. Like you said, it's a weird track. We see people coming into this track a little bit apprehensive, maybe some newcomers to the Touring Car Championship thinking, oh my God, we're going full chat around Thruxton, and it's that scary sort of track. How do you sort of approach this track with you mentally? Is there anything different you do with Thruxton than any other track?
Not really, no. I think that's experience that gives you that. You don't let it affect you. It's just another race weekend.
Right.
So you do, I do all my usual prep. I go and annoy Spencer for a couple of days, and I go and sit at his dining room table, and we come up with various plans and schemes to try and make it work, really. But fundamentally, not really. No. Look, we're always trying to be the best we can if we turn up to Thruxton or Alton or wherever we try to turn up. You make sure the car's as good as it can be. You do all your homework. Yes, you're a little bit more apprehensive because you come to Thruxton. It's high speed, the car's on edge. You get the slightest crosswind as you turn into church could unbalance the car hugely. So you're aware of it. You're obviously aware that there's a lot of jeopardy around this place. Yeah. But actually, I quite enjoy that.
Thruxton is a track like no other, is it? With the garages and the general sort of feel, it is a different place. It's very different.
Yeah, it is. It is, but I think that's why we love it, because it's not like a Brands Hatch. It's not like a Silverstone. It's its own weird, quirky little place. Yeah. And that's why it's so popular. I mean, what are we? Nearly 7 o'clock now. Everyone's trying to pack down around us, and there's still people around, mingling around, stuff going on. It ends up being a really cool atmosphere whenever we come down here. There's people camping, there's people going on, there's a band playing over there. There's just loads going on, and I really enjoy that atmosphere that comes from Thruxton. So it's a circuit I always enjoy coming to, and I enjoy the touring car weekend. It feels like a mini festival almost, which is quite cool.
Indeed. There we go. That is Thruxton summed up. And we go on next to Alton Park.
Alton.
There we go.
That was an alright one.
That was alright, wasn't it? Yeah, can't wait for that one.
Alton was a good one, actually. Well, it was good and bad, but we can talk about that.
We'll talk about that on the next episode.
Romeo done.
You can go have some dinner then.
Yes, I want to have some dinner tonight. We'll find out in a bit, I guess.